All right, in this video, let's talk a little bit about the different fonts and typefaces that you can consider when designing your app. One of the first most important things to note is that you always want to have consistent styles across your entire app on every page that you're working on. This simply means that if you choose a font and a font size, you need to have the same size and the same font for similar things. For example, if you have a headline or a title, all the titles need to have the same font and be relatively the same size. If you've got body copy, all the body copy needs to be the same font and the same size. You never want to simply have anything arbitrary. You always want to try to stay in design within those constraints. The other thing is readability. Every app needs to be able to quickly read and understand exactly what you're trying to convey. Even if it has its own certain unique brand and style, you never want to pick a font that's just too difficult to read. This is why a lot of apps, especially on mobile devices where the font and the type is very small, tends to use sans serif types simply because it's very modern, it's very clean, and it's very easy to read. That doesn't mean you can't get away with a serif type. It's just sans serif tends to be the most dominant in this kind of mobile or digital environment. Now, when you choose your fonts, we're going to choose our type tool down here. And I'm simply going to click once, and I'm going to add the title of heading. Heading or headlines are the basic first little level of the hierarchy that we want to work with. Of course, when you highlight your text, you've got your text options over here, and under typography is where we can change up all of the different stuff. Hey, one of the first things I want to point out is where your fonts come from. Now, by default, you got a variety of different fonts that choices you can choose that are up at the top in the little drop-down menu. Figma pulls all of its fonts from Google Fonts. Google Fonts are free, open-sourced fonts that you don't have to pay royalties for, and there's a good variety of all different styles. And so a lot of these tend to come in handy and tend to work very well for digital environments. If you're trying to find fonts that you installed, like say you found it on a website and you installed it from here, you can choose Installed by You, and then here's all of the fonts that are on my computer. This will also include all of your Adobe fonts that you may have downloaded and installed. Just be aware that if you install a font, you need to make sure you've got permission to use it. A lot of fonts are copywritten, so you either need to pay for it or you need to make sure that you've got permission to be able to use it. Everything we're doing in our class is okay because we're using this for educational purposes. But just know that if you're working with a client, you may want to have a talk with them about purchasing or making sure you got the rights to use a specific kind of font. The next thing to consider when choosing a font is to make sure you've got a good variety within the font. So for example, I've chosen this Basil New. Under Basil New, this comes in a variety of different sizes. So I've got regular and I've got medium, and I've also got regular and medium italic. And so, 4 different little levels in fonts, that tends to work out. If I chose something, let's see, I'm going to do the ones, let's go back to Google Fonts, and I'll do Helvetica New. Under Helvetica New, notice I've got tons of different styles that I can choose from, both italicized, medium, bold, light, and thin. Some of the best fonts come in all these different varieties. The fewer different fonts you have, in other words, if I can keep it all in the same family, that's even better because it can load quickly and it tends to work. But in general, you want to have a good font that can work with headings, that can be bold, and also body copy that can be regular or light. It really depends on how you want to style it up. So those are the basics on picking and choosing a font. Now, as far as sizing goes, there are some common sizes that are available whenever you work in a digital format. Of course, you can make it whatever size you want it to be, but typically there's different levels of hierarchy you want something to be set up as. The largest text that you want to set something to be is going to be 72 points. I'm going to zoom out so we can actually see all of this. Now, 72-point heading tends to be a huge heading. Very often, this isn't used a lot. This tends to be like the front page of a news article or something like this. So typically, I wouldn't set a 72-point heading, but I will make this one bold just to show you this. The other thing is a naming convention of this. So this would be like a heading 0. Whoops, excuse me, 0. The smaller the number, the larger the heading that they have. So that would be one particular size that they've got. Let me choose my move tool. Maybe I'll move this over here, make a copy of it. The next size down, probably the most common larger one, is size 48. So this is a 48-point style. This would be like a heading number 1. Let's make another copy of it. We'll make several little copies, just moving this down. Get ahead of all that. Heading 2 size would be a size 32. So that's another common size. Heading 3 would be a size 24. And then heading 4 would be size 18. So if I'm making headlines or some sort of subheads or some sort of titles to any particular area, these are different common sizes that tend to come up. Another way these are often abbreviated is like this would be H4, this would be H3, this would be H2, so on and so forth. It's just a regular naming convention that you tend to see. And like I said, typically you don't see a lot of people doing H0. Maybe I'll take it out of my lineup here, but that's just an option to do. The final one tends to be your body copy or paragraph settings. For paragraph, maybe for this one, I'm going to make it just maybe a regular or even light text, and that tends to be around 16 point size for this. Now, let's put that back. Now, for all of these that we have, these are a range. It doesn't have to be exactly 16 points. Sometimes you may need to make it a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. It really depends on the font that you're working with. Some fonts just are naturally designed to be larger or smaller. So don't feel like you have to be locked into these sizes, but do be aware that the larger it is, the more space it's going to fill up. But the smaller it is, the harder it's going to see on your screen. Once we've got our headings designed and styled up, what I want you to do is to make at least a heading 1 through 4, all these 4 different sizes, and give me a paragraph type formatting already ready to go. Just like we've done with the colors, we can save these styles up as a style setting. So with it selected, we can click on the little box and this will open up a text style. Notice I got paragraph already set. I'll make a new one. I'll call this the paragraph style setting. Let's do the same for our headings 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time, we'll add a new one. So this will be H4. This will be H3, new style H3. This one will be H2. And finally, this will be H1. As with our colors, notice that we've now got them saved over here as a style. At any time, if I need to go through and make a change, let's say my director doesn't like this font or we want to make it something different, I can always click on the Edit Style. This will pick up all of my content of this, and then I can change it, and everywhere that I'm using that style, it'll automatically update it. This will include colors or whatever else that I need. By the way, if you don't see all of your properties down here, you can click on the little dots, and this will give you the full range of properties and details that can be done for all of your fonts. We're going to keep it simple just for what we're doing. So the next thing to do, give yourself a variety of different headlines and paragraph styles that we can use when we start to build out your app.